Hello, my name's Sheryl. I'm an artist and I like drawing and animation. Animation is, or stop motion, is where you make pictures and models move and come to life. And I've been reading this great picture book called Look Up. It's written by Nathan Bryan and the pictures are by illustrator Dapo Adiola. They're brilliant pictures and it's a great story. It's all about a character called Rocket. This is Rocket here, who's obsessed with space and stars and astronomy. She loves looking at the stars through her telescope, and one day she wants to be the greatest astronaut ever. The illustrations are very bright and colourful, and there are lots of clues as to who Rocket is and what she likes. Let's take a look at the first page of the story. How many space-related things can you spot? Take a minute and have a good look. You could write a list if you want. So this first picture had lots of clues as to who Rocket is and what she likes. I've spotted lots of things. What have you spotted? First, we've got Rocket's star journal. On the shelf at the back of her room, there's an astronaut. She's got a space suit on the bed. Did you spot her space-themed wallpaper? Or her moon rug? That was a tricky one, I thought. She's even got some star earrings. Did you spot anything else? Because I think there's a few other things in this picture. One of the things that I especially like is Rocket's drawing book here. She's got a picture of the moon and the stars in it because I like drawing. And I also like Rocket's cat as well. And isn't it cool? Rocket's cat is wearing a space suit too. Space cat. During this workshop, I'm going to give you some tips for drawing, and we're going to have a go at designing and drawing our own space character. But don't worry what your drawing style's like, because everyone draws differently. Everyone's got a different style. So we're going to start with a little warm-up activity to get your imagination going. For this activity, you're going to need paper and a pencil and possibly something to colour in with. First thing you want to do a quick scribble. Don't think about it. That's the tricky bit. Now look at your scribble and see if you can turn it into something. Could be anything. There's no rush. You can turn your page around, see if you can spot anything as you rotate it. In my picture, could it be a butterfly? Or does it look like a bird? Does it look like a duck? Can I see a snake? It's a bit like when you look at clouds and you see animals, people or objects. So try and use your imagination. I think I've got an idea. I think I'm going to start here with, this looks like an ear. See if you can tell what this is. When you see something in your scribble, outline it and colour it in or shade it. Hang on to your scribble character, and maybe after this workshop you could write a story about them and illustrate it yourself. Did you spot what it was? I thought it looked like a squirrel, and I'm going to do a red squirrel. You could write a bit about it. So what's this character's name? Where do they live? What do they like doing? Any other details that you think are important? When you're drawing a character, you want to include lots of different expressions because we don't have the same expression all of the time. And you want to use facial expressions, so your face, your character's face, to give an idea about how that character's feeling. So are you going to have them looking happy? Are you going to have them looking sad? Are you going to have them looking puzzled or worried? Are they concentrating? A whole range of expressions to help tell your story. During the book, Rocket has loads of different expressions. So as you're flicking through, have a look and see how her expressions change. For this next activity, we're going to have a go at drawing lots of different facial expressions. You're going to need paper and a pencil for this one. Start by drawing a shape for the face. When I'm drawing a picture, I draw quite lightly to start with, so if I make a mistake, it's easy to erase. So don't press on too hard. Divide your face into 4. This will help you to work out where to put the eyes, nose and mouth. So eyes are going to go here. Nose is in the middle and the mouth is halfway down the middle line. Draw another face shape. This time we're going to do a happy expression. How can you draw your eyes and mouth to show that this person is happy? Draw another face shape. This time change their eyes and mouth so they look worried. How are you going to draw those eyes? Now pause and have a go at some other expressions. If you're stuck, have a look in the book for some ideas. You could even get a mirror and do some expressions yourself. Or get one of your friends to do some expressions and see if you can copy those. How did your drawing practice go? Remember, everyone's got their own style. I think we're ready to create our own rocket-inspired character now. We're going to make this character with moving parts, so if you want to, you can animate it later, and I'll show you how to do that in a bit. So your character could be you, it could be a friend, it could be a member of your family, or if you're feeling really imaginative, you could make up someone new. You could come up with a whole new character. You're going to need some paper and card, a drawing pencil, scissors, maybe some things to colour in with, and split pins or blue tack. First, get a bit of scrap paper and design your character. This is going to be astronaut Sheryl. I've always fancied going into space. So design first. It's rough, so it doesn't matter if you make mistakes. And you can alter lines, you can start again, so don't worry about it. This is a practice. When you're happy with your idea, you need to break it up into parts. We're going to have arms, legs, body and head. So it's going to be a bit like a puppet. Draw each one separately. I'm going to draw mine on different coloured bits of card. Don't make the parts of your character too small or they'll be fiddly to handle, and it'll be tricky if you're using the split pins to poke those pins through. I'm going to outline mine with black pen as well so that it stands out. If you do that, when you cut it out, try and keep that black outline. So I'm going to use blue tack to join mine together. Remember that you could use the split pins, so you'll need to put some holes through each part. And if you do use split pins, don't be too near the edge of your piece of character, otherwise it might tear. So I'm going to stick all of the parts of my character together with the blue tack, just using small pieces of blue tack. Here's my finished character for astronaut Sheryl. Do you think it looks like me? Do I suit orange? How have your characters turned out? Did you manage okay? I'd really like to see them. I hope yours have turned out really well. I'm curious whether anyone did any of their own characters, whether anyone used their imagination, and what sort of character you made. I am tempted to do a cat to go into space with me later on, but for now I'm going to animate this character, so I'm going to show you how to do that. For the animation, I'm using an app called Stop Motion Studio, and you can use this on any tablet or phone. I've got my tablet on a stand to stop it from wobbling about. That's quite important. When you're doing any animation, try to keep your camera still. I move my character a little bit at a time and then take a picture. You can see the pictures appearing along the bottom of the screen. I've got to get my hands out of the way before I take a picture. I don't want any hands in shot because I want to make it look like this character is moving by themselves. You've got to take your time and don't rush. I've got a setting on here called onion skin, which means that I can see my previous picture as well as the one I'm about to take. When I'm done, I press play and my character moves by itself. Now I've filmed my character on a green background, which means I can use green screen to get rid of that background and put myself in space. We've had loads of ideas inspired by a rocket and a love of space. So now we've got all that artwork. What are you going to do with it? So you could have a mini exhibition, gather everyone's work together, put it on display for the rest of the class or the school or your family to see. Or get your cutout character and do a bit of animation. So get your tablet and your phone, download Stop Motion Studio and use that. Remember, keep your camera still and take your time and watch you don't get your hands in. Or you could go back to your scribble character and start writing your own story and illustrating your own picture book. So have a go. And don't forget to look up.